Hello, Stickasaurus here, and today we're starting on something fun. Kind of two things also, but this is Immortal Red Fox's. I'm sure you've seen him around. This is his super mode helmet. Hopefully we can get this to work. Had some pretty bad under extrusion here. I think some resin might clear that up. The top's fine. The top's actually really nice. Really nice. The bottom, we'll see. We'll see. Definitely put some resin on it and see how it goes. And we also have his morpher here. I had to cut it in half to print it. It also has a clear part that goes over the middle, so I don't think it should be too much of a problem. It'll kind of blend in pretty well once we get it. But yeah, we're gonna get some resin on this, and we'll probably get this put together. Maybe resin, I'm not sure yet. This definitely gonna need resin once I get the supports off. The back printed pretty okay too, so the back should be fine, but that's the plan, so let's get to it. It's okay, my sander died literally halfway through this, and I tried hand sanding what I could. Not the best hand sander, but that's okay. I'm gonna put some epoxy sculpt around the fin things here. Just because one, they didn't print well, two, they need some more structure. And like under here, we kind of lost the tips, so I'm gonna bring those down too. So we're gonna do that once it sets up a little. You can just put it on wet primer. But that's the plan. And hopefully we're getting there. We'll just do actual spot touching then, and then wet sand it. And that should take care of most of the issues, I think. You know, this is a large helmet, so sometimes I miss things, but we'll see. All right, we're gonna put some epoxy sculpt on here. What I wanna do is fill out these corners that broke. It looks rough, don't worry about it. And then fill this stuff so this hardens up, and we can fill these gaps, and maybe put some on these vents here, just to help bring them together since they didn't print real well. So that's the plan. We'll see how this goes. Still not sure if that's enough, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll sand this all down. It's still split here. Worst comes to worst, maybe we'll put some resin on the inside, but see, the other side isn't as bad. We should be able to fill this with putty for sure and just get real hand sandy with it. So that's the plan. This needs a lot of work still. I just wanted to get that going before we got too carried away. But we'll let this set. And next week we will get to sanding it, or maybe tomorrow, we'll see. All right, I finally got this put together. I just did coat a UV resin over the top of it and sanded it with some 320. We're gonna go around the sides with some spot putty and fill all that, and that seam in the middle probably. But we did the UV resin so we didn't lose any of the fine details on top. They already look pretty smooth, so we should be good to go with that once we get the rest filled in. I believe Fox wants interchangeable plates on the front, so we'll have to figure that out after we get going here, but it shouldn't be too hard. Okay, I'm trying to get all the paint on it today. I have some extra time, so I'm gonna do the silver, and we're just gonna drape some tape over it and then do the red. I'm gonna let the silver sit at least like 20 minutes. But that tester dries pretty quick, so we should be okay. So So hopefully we got it, and then we should be able to clear it this weekend. So this is somehow coming together a little bit. We're gonna get the black around the eyes and on the nose, and then maybe do some of the detail lines. And we should be getting close to clearing it. All right, we got all the detail line done. The black's drying, and we'll get to the clear coat. Okay, we are going to put the magnets in here, get the back attached, then we'll get to the spin around. I'm not going to be finishing this, but I will talk about it. All right, we're gonna put the base coat on this. I'm gonna do white. Since I have flat white, we can mask, do the red over it, and hand paint the black. I think should be okay. The middle's kind of gross. I don't think it's gonna super matter. If it does, then we'll have to fix it. We'll see how it looks. We'll see how it looks. I did want to get this done this weekend, but I don't think it's going to, especially since we have to do, I think it's 4 colors, there's silver, black, white, and red. But we can do the white now, and maybe do the silver, then the red, I think. So. Apologize, kind of rushing on this. I didn't record when I painted it red, but we just put some satin apple red on it. Now we're gonna mask and get the silver on it, and then we'll hand paint the black, and then we should be good to go. And there we have it. This is Immortal Red Fox's new helmet. As you saw, this printed terribly, absolutely terribly. I'm still unhappy. The back doesn't quite line up on the sides the best, but you know, he needs this for his booth at Ranger Stop, so I was just trying to get it to him. He understands, I believe. Hopefully, it's not even done yet. This is where I'm leaving it. I will get some footage of it completed. So look forward to that. I'll put it at the end of this video. But he's gonna put in some yellow LED eyes. So let's cut to.
So I bought these lights off of Amazon, and they kind of suck. They're cheap-ish. The lights pop right out. We'll fix it, because what we're trying to do is get that beautiful bright yellow light to come through this lovely piece of cheap plastic and get an effect similar to that for our lenses. So we're gonna try a couple different things, and hopefully I don't scream. Now we've got a couple of things to talk about with these nice LEDs. Used to, there were these really thick, chunky pieces of plastic that were all connected to the LED system, right? I believe a 5-volt with 2 AAA batteries inside. Now, the way it's supposed to work is that the LED is going to be in this little notch right here in this flexible lens. You want to have the rough side, because there's 2 different sides, the more textured side on one and a smooth on the other. You want to have the textured side apparently facing your eye. It'll make it easier to see when you're walking around the con floor or whatever. Now, the problem with these is they're a little bit flimsy, I guess you could say. I don't want to knock it because it's a really cool idea and it is kind of the only game in town. But what we're trying to do here is keep these lenses attached to our LEDs, so when we flick it on, that light will work its way across this grid pattern. And that's what this silver tape is for. Obviously mine's a little messed up. We could see if we could try and, a little messed up here. We could see if we could try and fix that some. But as my boy Stickasaurus says, it might be good enough just for the shelf. Let's try it out. All right, so we got one set up. I actually, because I don't know if this is going to work the way I want it to, I'm trying to work in a way where I can avoid any permanent mistakes, if you will. So what I've done here is just kind of reinforce the wiring a little bit and place the LED back into the flexible lens. And I'm gonna hold it in place with just a couple of thin strips that I cut with my utility knife of this Gorilla brand tape. Now, I've used gaff tape before. This has a little bit more permanence and a much better hold. So just pressed the lens in, laid the tape over the top, pressed, wrapped it around the back side, and then did another strip on that back side and wrapped it around. So it's in a nice little envelope. Now, what I mentioned before is we're having a little bit of a problem here with this piece of silver tape, right? We need to get that lined back up so we get a nice, good reflection on the lens. I don't care so much about through here, right? Because nobody's gonna see the top or the bottom of this. So I guess we're gonna try and fix this. So I have my little right angle pick here. It's kind of gunky from, I think the last time I used this, I was trying to fix the camshaft solenoids in my wife's car. So let's see how the right angle pick helps us fix our little reflective surface here. All right, so that actually worked pretty awesome. I was able to just get my right angle pick underneath slightly that piece of pulled up silver tape and just pulled it back on to where it's kind of supposed to be for the most part. And we just pressed it back down. We're getting much better reflection through this whole piece of flexible lens plastic. So next up is we're going to repeat those steps that we just did on this lens over here, remembering to keep the rough side, the textured side, facing the inside of the helmet, so we're actually able to see. So let's do that real quick, and then we're going to move on to some more fun stuff. Alrighty, so if we look here, we've got both of our lenses lined up nice. Our LED lights are put in there nice and snug. We have textured side versus smooth side, textured side versus smooth side. So we're looking good, we're lining up there. And then a quick little light check. I know I have the shop door open right now, but we're getting pretty equal luminescence there. If I zoom in real tight, I think when that's inside of the nice little kettle head helmet that we're going to be working on, it should get a nice effect. So, on to the fun stuff. You guys want to see this helmet already. All right, guys, back at it again. It's early morning time. We've got our lights all set up, as I said last time, and now we're going to work on putting them inside this beauty right here. So we've got those nice eye holes that Stick did for us right there, and we're going to attach them with a method I saw for a couple of different helmets, Iron Man, Red Hood, things like that. Where we're going to use this. Sorry about the reflection. I don't know why my light is on. But this is just some industrial strength hook and loop fastener, or Velcro. Like I said before, I'm trying to avoid any permanent mistakes. So let's see what we come up with. All right, guys, sorry about the lack of light, but what I've done here is I've put Velcro, the soft side, on the helmet, cut into little triangles or whatever shape you need. The soft side of the Velcro on the helmet, with the rough side of the Velcro on the outside of the lens. Okay, and then these come in and out very easily. I've taken a piece of gaff tape and secured down just some extra wiring until I figure out where that's going to go. I'm going to figure that out once I start putting in padding and all of that. Okay, and let's see how it looks. I know my setup isn't particularly great, but I think our eyes look pretty awesome in there. They're sitting nice and flush. We've got a little bit of space, which is great. Helps get some air vented out of there for when you're wearing it long term. And now for the moment of truth. Okay. That's pretty badass, I gotta say. Anyway, let's see what it looks like on our head, huh? All right, guys, I gotta say, I am pretty happy with the way this came out. It looks super cool. I couldn't be happier. So, Stickasaurus, thanks. Now we gotta start working on the armor. Go fox yourself.